The Rootrees Are Dead is an online snooping game in the best kind of way. You have an empty family tree, a computer, and a goal of filling in every name, picture, and occupation of this family. Its simple interface deceives, as the story is much deeper than expected. And solving all the mystery is actually a pretty good challenge that will require a good mix of curiosity and deduction. Starting with the numbers, the Rootrees Are Dead consist of the base game and the notably more challenging Roottree Mania DLC. In total, it took me just under 15 hours to finish both, and I had a lot of fun throughout it. In this genealogical mystery, you are contracted to fill in the Roottree family tree, leading all the way back to Elias Roottree, the founder of the Roottree Candy Company, and also the founder of the financial trust which his descendants are all taking money from. The game is set back in 1998, and there has been a tragic accident leading to the death of the Roottree Sisters and their parents. Now their finances and part of the trust must be distributed to the other living blood relatives of Elias Roottree. But who is a relative and who is not is the big question that you must answer. So with some documents, your trusty internet, and a printer, you start your search. The gameplay consists of finding key phrases to use in your search engine, and from there falling into a rabbit hole of information, gathering names, faces, article websites, book titles, and search through every little hint you can find to slowly start filling out that family tree. You will need their birth names, pictures, and occupation, and some of this information is more challenging to obtain than one would think. The game does start easy by directing you to the more notable Rootrees, which have larger online presence and history. An actress, a preacher, singer, models, and a writer. But things quickly get more complex from there. The names and faces of some of the housewives, who is the child of who, or about those who have little to no online presence, and who was the president of the candy company and in what order. To help you along, there is a notebook you can save any text info you have, and a handy-dandy rubber duck that would give you hints as needed if you are stuck. But most of the work comes from just being curious and searching for anything and everything you can find. The base game is challenging, but the Roottree Mania DLC is even more difficult. In both cases, I found the story to be interesting, and I kept on coming back, forgetting myself diving deeper into the history of this rather peculiar family. And with time, the family tree became less empty, something I found immensely satisfying. And to help you along as you progress through the family tree, you will get confirmation of correct entries you have made. So every 3 people you have filled in correctly into the tree with their photo, name, and occupation, the game will pause and lock in their answers, allowing you to slowly weed out who is who, and also figure out if you have a mistake floating around somewhere because something isn't being confirmed when you think it should be. The biggest challenge when it comes to talking about this game is that anything more I will tell you could spoil parts of the mystery. So, while the game might not look like much, it is actually a lot of fun, and when I finished it, my first action was actually to Google if I could find other games with a similar concept. I found it really interesting to fill in that family tree. And it actually led me to discovering another game called The Return of Obra Dinn, which I will talk about later. But tell me, is the Rootrees Are Dead something you would be interested in trying out? Let's talk about it down in the comments. And while you're down there, maybe do the good YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, you know the deal. And in the end, all I want to say is tack för att horva och det inte släntak.